Hello guys, so nipple orgasms and breast orgasms, are they real? Can you actually touch a woman's nipples or breasts and give her an orgasm? So in this video I will tell you the truth, and the truth is that this is another sensationalist unicorn that you get fed out there. Nipple orgasms as an experience, they definitely do exist. I will explain to you exactly what they are. But the technique to give a woman a nipple orgasm is a fake, and I will explain to you why as well. I am Alexei Walsh, and I have been working with women for the last 20 years as a sex coach and a sex therapist. I have worked with thousands of different women, and I have got to know a lot about the different sensitivities that they have in their breasts and their nipples, and what sort of experiences they can have. So first of all, what is a breast orgasm or a nipple orgasm? Because the breast orgasm would happen through the nipples. So this is definitely a very real experience that does exist out there for a number of women. Basically, women have different degrees of sensitivity in their nipples. They are wired differently. Some women have no sensitivity in the nipples at all. You can touch them, they will not feel anything. Other women have a moderate degree of sensitivity. So you're touching the nipples, they're feeling quite nice, there's quite a lot of pleasure, but it's just nice. And then there are some women who just have a lot of sensitivity in the nipples. We could say that their nipples are, hypersensitive almost. And those women, when their nipples are touched, they get a lot out of it. So they might get really turned on, they will feel a really strong degree of pleasure through the nipples, so strong that it can really be shooting through their body, vibrating through their body, really strong pleasure that is coming from the nipples. And it is so strong that it makes you really kind of shake with it and vibrate throughout. So from that perspective, we can say that she's having like an orgasmic experience because it's very intense, it's very pleasurable. Now, within that group of women with really sensitive nipples, there will be another group of women for who, when you touch their nipples, there is a link to their genitals. So the sensation transmits through their body from the nipples into the genitals. So that might also get quite orgasmic in the genitals for them. And a very, very small number of women, a very rare woman, might even have a conventional climax, a release through the genitals when you're touching her nipples. But this is extremely rare. Generally speaking, when we're talking of a nipple orgasm, we are not talking about a genital release through the genitals because you're touching the nipples. We are just talking about really strong pleasure that she's feeling in her body when you're touching the nipples. Now, I have to point out that this is not the majority of women that have the nipples so sensitive that they will experience something orgasmic through them. I can't put a number on it, but it's not the majority. The majority of women will feel either something really nice in the nipples, but not orgasmic to that extent, or they might have quite low sensitivity. So the nipple orgasm is completely true. Now, before I tell you whether you can actually give a woman a nipple orgasm, I would like you to go and check out this completely free course that I have for you on how to give a woman an unforgettable oral sex completely on another level from what she has received before. It will be like nothing else that other guys have given her. So go and check this out. It's completely free for you. The link is in the description below this video. So this part is true. The nipple orgasm does exist as an experience for those women who are sensitive enough in their nipples to experience it. What is not true, where it is misleading, is that recently it's been made to look like it's very common and lots of women can have this, and you can do this for the woman, you can give her a nipple orgasm. That is not true. You are basically told that if you just touch a woman's nipples in a nice way, she is going to have an orgasm. This is how it is presented, and it is simply not true. Whether she's going to have an orgasm or not will depend simply on how sensitive she is in her nipples. She's just wired that way, and women are wired differently. She's either sensitive in the nipples or she's not sensitive in the nipples. You're going to touch her nipples very nicely, and if she's not sensitive in the nipples, she's not going to feel much, or she's going to feel some pleasure, some turn on, but nothing orgasmic. If it is a woman who has sensitive nipples by nature, then you're going to touch them nicely and they're going to be orgasmic. There is nothing else you can influence here. You can't give her a nipple orgasm. You can only touch her nipples nicely. And if it is a hypersensitive woman in the nipples, she will have an orgasmic experience. So look, there is no technique to learn how to give a woman a nipple orgasm. All you can do is learn how to touch her nipples nicely. And everywhere where you get told that you can learn how to give a woman a nipple orgasm, all you get taught is how to touch the nipples. Why it is called a nipple orgasm is unclear. You are just being taught how to touch nipples if you've paid attention. Now, the woman herself might be able to do something to increase sensitivity in her body. Women can do all sorts of practices to increase their connection with the body, to feel more in the body, to increase sensation, to let go of the blocks. So that is completely possible as a process that the woman does for herself in her own time. And I've seen that working with women. I've seen that women can actually really change the sensitivity in the clitoris and in the vagina dramatically by using a different technique, by connecting with their body differently, by learning to feel their body. But with the nipples, it's a little bit less pliable to such a dramatic change. It's more difficult to create a really big change in the sensitivity of the nipples. So we can say that it is possible that a woman might change the sensitivity in her nipples in her own time, going through her own process. But there is nothing you can do as a guy in sex with her right now to increase sensitivity of her nipples. She might be able to do this over time, but right now her nipples have a certain sensitivity and they either feel a lot or they don't. So relax about it, don't chase some kind of unicorn. You are simply being told in other sources that if you touch a woman's nipples, she's gonna have an orgasm. That is not true. Just touch her nipples really nicely, do your best, really love them, really make them feel good. That is all you can do, and the woman will feel what her body can feel. Don't put yourself under pressure. You are not able to pull out some kind of a nipple orgasm technique and give it to her. That is not possible if she doesn't have sensitive nipples. And don't put her under pressure that she's supposed to have some kind of an orgasm because you have seen some YouTube video on how to give a nipple orgasm. Relax, let her enjoy her breasts and let her feel what her body will feel. Now, if you want to learn how to touch her nipples really nicely, I have an upcoming video about it, so watch that as well. Enjoy.